Hey, Jenko. Yes, I turned off the mic just for the start until somebody showed up. So, what's on your schedule today? What sort of diabolical schemes are you participating in? Oh, God. Okay, this is just evil. This is just plain evil. Oh no. Oh God. What have I done? Oh no. Okay. Before I'm gonna go off and I think just a single plane background and a single layer of aerial perspective will do just fine. For God's sakes, man. Okay, there's GMS layout 7. Oh man. Every day I'm reminded that I should really push out this project as fast as possible. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Level 13. Notes. To-do checklist. Oh, that's it. Layer names actually is what I need. Can I just drag this thing in here? No, I can't. Gotta open it. And then I can drag it in there. Ah, boy. This aerial perspective 1. Do that. Disable that. I might actually even get away with 2 aerial perspective or 2 parallax and perspective layers. Here we go. So parallax 1 would be the bottom one, so I'm just gonna go off with the... Not this one though. I don't want to go with this one. I'll probably need to go with another background tile. Like this. And then parallax 2 is actually gonna be just a pillar. What not? This is kind of cool. I like it. Just being able to draw this stuff on here. That's parallax 2. Okay. Should probably put in my lighting block. You know, shit, I want to kind of sit in silence and work on this. I don't want to be commenting on every next thing for now. Hey, Sean. I disable the mic until somebody shows up, usually. I like to sit in silence and concentrate on getting some work done. No sense in having the mic on for nobody. You know. Plus, my chair goes quite a lot, so that's annoying. I gotta invest in a can of WD-40. Talk to self. I'm gonna be distracting myself. Be telling myself, shut up! I'm trying to get some work done. And then, people will drop in and be like, okay, nothing to see here. Some crazy guy talking to himself. Pre-gem things? What gem? The asylum gem? Elderberry gem. Okay, so you're talking about an actual gem, not like a game gem. Because I got an email on new game gems getting into gear. Oh, it is a game jam. Okay. Got it. I'm not really sub to the itch.io newsletter, so not really sure. I did get the notification for the Game Jolt game jam. Their Asylum game jam. It's kind of interesting. Tone things down just a little bit here. It's too damn bright. Oh God. Jesus Christ. Oh yeah. Nice. Nice ominous red theme. It's just a clusterfuck of everything. Is this the MP you were working on? I'm not sure what MP is, but I'm guessing it's the main project. Maybe? This is one of my main... Yes, this is... Okay, this is my main project that I'm currently working on. There's no sense in saying it's one of my main projects. I can't work on more than one at once. So, you know. Yes, that's exactly what this is. Oh, God. Multiplayer. Yeah, the co-op game. Good God. I should really tone down the rate of this freaking thing. There'll be enough of an opportunity later on to be the devil. So what's this game jam you're participating on? What's the premise? I know they usually announce the theme at the start so that nobody cheats, but what's the dealio with, you know, the premise? Is it a horror jam? Is it a something else jam? Is it a strawberry jam? Which is apparently what I thought you were actually doing. How did you make the laser though? Drawing a sprite, extending to another object. Yep, pretty much. Just draw sprite width. The width would be the distance between one laser object to another laser object. A random jam. I see. And there's a link. Can find the page. I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere on the main page. Game jams. Shit. Good fucking lord, they have a lot of jams. Holy shit, there's a lot. Pixel platform jam, face space. Holy cow, dude. Wow. I did not know that Itch.io hosted this many jams, or at least organized them in a easy to follow fashion. Jesus Christ. They host jams with the fruit names, right? Good lord. Alright. So this kind of works out. Oh yeah, and I gotta add a light here too. Probably easier if I just grab this one. Parallax. Yeah, probably. I know. It's UI. It's only for me, you know. It's not like I'm releasing any of these tools. For all I know, I could have just called it Movie Purdy Backgrounds. And that would convey the right message that I need to know what it is. Yeah, dude, I definitely need to tone down that freaking horizontal saw. That is just brutal. There's no need to be Satan this early in the game. Do that, save, reload, and you need to calm the fuck down. Rate. So about 50. Maybe I still gotta experiment with this stuff. I still have to go through each and every single level and just verify that everything looks the way it should look. Because for all I know, I mean, I've probably been oversaturating the crap out of these lights. I'll probably have to tone them down like quite a bit. Also, this light is not supposed to fade. So, get rid of this. Okay, so this is just a little bit easier. This one saw just needs to be there just to kind of dick around with them. No need to actually make it a real obstacle. Also, someone said that I should color these. I think Southpaw said I should color these lights red because they're laser lights. So it probably makes sense. Wow, there's a lot of people dropping in the stream now. Man, I have got to get myself a compressor to prevent the peaks. But I do have this transition between this cold color, this gray bluish, into this like ominous red color when this thing comes in. So decreasing the red just kind of reveals it. So it's not like this would be too much red. Even like this much would be too much red. This is just kind of a tint. There's already a lot of distracting things going on. I mean, with the blue one, you can actually contrast the saw blades and the whatchamacallit, the saw blades against the background. Like if I can make it yellowish, that will actually dick around a lot. Because now it's orange saw blades, orange particles, and orange lighting. Right, so you can't really make out too much. So let me see if I can actually add that color. What is this? This is not the right level. This is the one. Yep. Okay. Master. Event. Come on. I know it's a huge script, just load it up. Thank you. Okay, this was kind of redundant. Get up here. Are you saving everything real time to the inis for each room? Yes. Saves me on compile times. Because if I want to change that color, just make it a tiny bit brighter. I don't have to wait for the game to compile for, 20 something, 30 seconds every time for every little change. So it just, it's kind of like with Unreal Engine. You can assess your lighting straight in the game environment instead of waiting for compiles to take place. Okay. So I have a thing here in a region. This one. Lasers. So this now needs to actually be between the additive lights. So first of all, I just need one of these. C red, 0.3, C red, 0.3, and then technically same deal here. I don't need two of these. What am I using though? Blend or additive? I think I'm using... What? Blend. Yes. And this is a blend as well. So, don't need this, don't need this, don't need that, don't need this. Yes. I just need this one and that one. And this is the draw event for my lighting stuff. Actually, what does this thing do? Oh yeah, like all this giant stuff that's all the way down here. This is basically my dynamic slider thing that a lot like before all of this stuff I used to basically assign everything to the keyboard. So if I press 1 and move my mouse, I will adjust the color of the light. If I press 2, move my mouse, I will adjust the hue, etc, etc, saturation, value, well, hue will be the color, saturation, value, you know, rotation, all that stuff. And then I started running out of fucking keys on my keyboard, so I'm like, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and make myself one single object that's basically a slider. And when I press on a value, like I've got in here, if I press on a value, mostly just for this window, I can just press on, let's say I need to adjust Arial Alpha 2. I can just go, okay, so this thing will pop up and I can actually adjust my value the way I want it to be, and it inherits the value too. So, you know, if this value starts at 23, it's actually going to be at 23 here. But I didn't want to put it into one single script, because there were things that kind of had to be inherited, and I would have to make a whole lot of arguments to supply values instead. And yes, the region is really helpful. You can now have like actual large scripts and without being too lost in there. And the GPU set is basically the GameMaker Studio version of draw set thing. They have this thing, they have compatibility scripts, which basically it takes, there's a certain amount of things that have been changed in Studio 2. Like, for example, now you work with cameras instead of working with just views, right? So you move the camera and you assign a view to the camera. So now you can rotate the camera, you can do all kinds of finicky stuff. But when you make a game in 1.4 and you import it to GameMaker Studio 2, there's basically compatibility scripts where it says, okay, so he had like draw set blend mode, right? And this is basically just a compatibility script. So if I press F1, it's gonna open it, and it says GPU set blend mode, argument 0, right? So it's basically the exact same thing. It's just it's like this is how they ended up making compatibility stuff in between Studio 1.4 and Studio 2. Yeah. Regions are useful, yeah, for sure. I kind of want to get some treats. Maybe some caramel popcorn. Caramel. Okay, I should probably... Hold on. First of all... Okay, so it's kind of red. But it's not quite red enough. So I think I need to... go up here. And... can I actually just code regions? Fold all regions. Thank you. That's nice and neat. There's that one GUI region. So, what is this? Nothing. Get out of here. Punch through the blackness. Draw a surface. GPU set blend mode. Right, that's the surface. So I think where the fuck did I put the what the hell? Oh, I think I put it in the wrong place. Surface reset target. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so I did put it in the wrong place. So that's that. This is the region with the lights. Then we draw the surface. And then we'll draw this stuff. So additive lights and color stuff. So this is where I'm supposed to put this bullshit. Oh man. Okay, so what do we got? Oh my lord. This has, this has some very weird looking effect. This almost looks like a lens flare. I swear to God, it almost looks like a lens flare. This is pretty funny. I just need to not use the VX and VY. I could totally code in lens flares that way. Just displace them from the camera view. Okay, here we go. Come on. What did I forget? God damn it. The FPS is jumping between 60 and 200. Yep. That's the way it is. This is a pretty old machine though. Like 10-year-old. Like Core 2 Quad Q8300 made in 2008. It's a pretty old machine. But if I can get it work on this machine, I know it's going to be fine for all the rest of the stuff. Okay, let me just undo this thing. Okay, no more error. There we go. Don't have a Discord server, but I am kind of sort of present in this one Discord cafe forum, so to speak. There's already so many like places that I'm at, so it's just... Oh, actually, this looks pretty cool. Not bad. Oh, Lord. This does look pretty cool. The only thing is the destination light for the laser. I gotta fix that for a second. Laser bridge. Laser. Okay, so the destination Should just go James Cameron and add a whole bunch of like lens flares, all that shit. Wouldn't be too hard without using shaders, just plain old lens flare sprite. Okay. So if emitter true. So there's this thing that I use. Create particles along the laser, make pointer flow, smooth targets, spawn the sparks, particles. That's the step event. What do I have in the draw event? Aha, the rest of the code. Great. This stuff should really be in the step event. Emitter true. Okay, so where is the thing that determines the destination position? So it's this thing. It's the target. Target ID. So it has to be somewhere in here. If target is not set to self, it'll definitely be in the draw event though. So this is point distance, laser and collision with the laser player. Okay, so this is where I'm supposed to set it. I think it's like -16. Just the distance. The thing already starts not quite at the start. So Sean, what are you up to? You working on the game? This one's fine. This one is not. Maybe I should... Laser and collision of the laser with player. I feel like this code I wrote before I discovered the link direction function. What I'll do -160 just to see what this thing does. Yeah, this thing definitely is God knows where. Actually, there is an object that I use. It's a laser tracker object. Jesus Christ. Kids are going nuts. Compound B. Laser switches. Okay. Wall saw target. Interesting. Laser bridge target. Here we go. So if I set this thing to visible, I just need to copy this. Actually, yeah. Leave it as visible. Nothing in the step event. Create event. No, don't pull out the create event from the thing, you dickhead. Instance layer. Pointer. That is what I need. With pointer. I seem to start a game and leave it unfinished. Yeah, well, that's the story with pretty much all of us. Any developer has that problem. It's really hard to keep up with the project through and through. It sucks. Okay, so pointer X and pointer Y are the absolute positions. As far as I know. Create particles along the laser. So draw sprite. Extended laser length. Yes, laser length minus 20. So how about minus another 16 on that one? Come on. Not really, no. Ah, okay, so just at the start of it. So, not minus 16. Why is it... It says if emitter is equals to true, which means that... Is this guy the emitter? No, it's not. That is the so the destination one is correct. So this one's fine. It's the starting one. That's a little bit off. So I think this is the laser length. So we draw the sprite from... Ah, okay, so... How about we'll do this? So we know the length. length direction X. So this would have to be starting from pointer X and pointer Y. That's the laser length. The direction. This is the direction that I need. So direction. Direction, since we already know that. And now I need this to be like, let's do like 30 just for the sake of seeing it happen. So instead of pointer X and pointer Y, I'll do this, but the length will have to actually also be decreased by the 30. I have two lasers. In the creation code, one of the lasers is the emitter, the other laser is just there to point back at the first laser so that they kind of meet, or they're facing one another. So the thing is, the center of the sprite, like I have, these sprites can rotate, right? So the laser needs to rotate around the center. But that's also the location of where the laser beam is emitting from. So you see the destination one, you can kind of see that it looks nice. It stops exactly where the laser lens is located. It's not penetrating through the thing. However, with the beginning, it used to go straight through the laser, right? So you see, this is I know that this one is not in the emitter, the right one, because I can see that this is where the laser beam kind of stops. This one, however, is the emitter. So this one's actually spawning the laser beam from the center of the sprite. So I kind of needed to offset that by just a little bit. So now that that actually works, I think I just need to set this to 20, 20, and minus 20. So that's the laser beam. Am I drawing anything else here? Nada. So the only thing that's left is in the map here. Let me compile this and try this again. It's just a little visual thing. I want the two lasers to stay consistent. I mean, anybody probably wouldn't even notice, or the players would probably even not notice that, unless they were critically assessing the visual fidelity of the game. Okay. Okay. I just need to adjust that a little bit, but this... Okay, this is kind of alright, I think. Maybe like 23 more like it. So this needs to be minus 23, 23, 23. Yeah, this is just fine-tuning by now. I think you can actually even adjust these variables straight in the debugger now with the GameMaker Studio 2. You can like pause the game, adjust the variable, and unpause the game, and it would actually apply those variables in real time. And I think it even saves it to the script, so you can basically dick around with that in real time. There we go. So this works. All I need to do is adjust the light sprite now. And be like hit master, so that's this thing. So instead of pointer X and pointer Y, this has to be initial display X. Initial display. Ah, but it's a temporary variable, so I can't do that because it wouldn't. Okay, fine. So I'll just have to kind of declare these over here. Set for laser beams. Okay. So now this thing should actually pick up on that. Should display X. Initial display Y. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I've seen that on Twitter. Right. Display X, display Y, and now I need this to be minus 23. And that's just the laser beam. Can you selectively apply blend modes without using surfaces? Like, for example, I have my background. On top of the background, I have my sprite of a house. And I want to have a little light, let's say a light sprite, which is the black and white. So black background, white, whatever needs to be blended. And I want to do additive blending on just the house sprite, not the background. I know there was this like convoluted masking tutorial on the Yo-Yo's blog, but I'm just kind of wondering if I can make sense of that. Okay. So this thing just vanished. I think. God knows where now. I can see it right here. Yeah, it's like right there. So what the hell? Initial display X. Oh, it's because initial display X and initial display X. God damn it. It's dumb mistakes. But that's the thing, I can't use surfaces. I'm already using a pretty big surface right now. And that's just it. I can't, like, this is my light surface and I'm already using doing other stuff in that surface that's not quite light related. There we go, that's there. And this is there now too. I think I should I think I should make that a little bit less actually. So about maybe like 21. We'll do 21 and 21. That one's fine. That one's also fine. Nice. Kind of works. Okay, so here's the thing. This sprite, the animation for the sprite wobble, it's an actual sprite animation, not a code, which I should really like make a code out of this. So you know what? Holy shit. I just thought of something. You know, okay, the code that makes the rope physics, move, that I had to adjust it to make sure that moving objects could actually do it. I could totally make that into like spiky vines. Spiky vines. So right at the start, they're just gonna move around, and I can have them, I can have like an agitator, an invisible object that just makes the vines move around. And the same code that I use for detecting if the player touches the vine and it moves the vine or the cable or the rope, I could also make a feedback that it kills the player. So it goes for like spiky vines, live wires, shit like that. That would be pretty funny. Anyways, okay, but for now, I've gotten this thing to behave properly. I think the red I feel like the slide is just a little too strong, but then again, I'm really just thinking of switching the oscillation for the sprite to be a code caused or code made one. The red glow actually makes a whole lot of difference though. Like I can probably take this light out of here. Or maybe not. Never mind. Here, let me put in a sprite that actually fits this shape like this. Saturation value. Yep. Screw the debugger. I don't need that shit. I'm already drawing like half the shit that I need with this thing. Okay, what happens if I light this thing? What happens if I don't draw the little spheres? And I've never even thought of the debugger as a tool for monitoring variables. Never really kind of grasped the idea there. Okay, it definitely needs the red light, but just not at that high of a consistency. So maybe like 0.2. Alright, sounds good. Thanks for dropping by, Sean. See you next time. And there's actually so many game gems on Itch.io. It's insane. Okay, so what I'm thinking is... let's see, where's this thing? So first of all, beam frame. What is the largest laser beam here? The first one? Yes. Is this thing over? No, this thing is transparent. Right. And that's just the laser beam that has to be drawn. So, how about instead of doing this thing, I'll say frame 0, and I'll dick around with the sprite Y scale. Is the camera curved at the edges? Yes, it is. It's not Sean. Szechuan. It's the Szechuan sauce. It's the Szechuan sauce, man. Okay. And yes, I've added a bit of a shader. Okay, so this is fine. What I need to do now is borrow saw. Canon saw. So I have a thing here. Yeah, the shader. The little program for your graphics card that does visual effects so that you don't have to use your CPU power to do it. Jenko, take it away. Okay, so let's see. I need this thing. So this will effectively go from 0 to 1. And I don't need to do this consistently. Wobble. Beam scale. I'll do beam scale plus equals rate. So now yeah. Yeah, it is a shader. And everybody's bad with shaders when they get into game development. It's like this whimsical, strange new land. It's just a whole subject of its own. It's very, very, whatchamacallit, very intimidating for some people. Okay. So this thing will return a value from 1 to 2. So what? What do you want from me here? Brackets. Probably. So I need beam scale and rate. Rate. What is the rate of this thing? 0.05. Alrighty. Let's give it a test drive. Yeah, shaders are useful. Okay, that actually works. And I can see that the background light is actually just a little bit out of sync. Just a tiny bit. It has an interesting charm to it, but I'm not gonna go with it. So if I want the background to also sync up with this thing, I'm going to copy this so it's okay, so this will be frame 0. It'll be 6. How about it'll be 2 plus 3 multiplied by this value. Shaders are useful, but only if you can do them right. Otherwise you can be a huge performance hog. Here we go. That actually works. So why did I do that? Well, I did that because now I can actually make the surrounding light also oscillate. So I can go 0.2, 0.2. Or I could probably even go like this. Wobble scale equals 0.6 multiplied by this thing. And just do 0.2, so default size plus wobble scale. That will be a temporary variable. Yes, come on. Come on. You really don't need this. Do I really have to? Yeah. Just not too many of these things. That'll be this one, right? Yep. Okay, so that's good. But I probably want to tone that down a little bit. So I'll go 2, maybe like 5 and 5. Just a little bit of wobble. Not a huge wobble. Okay, that's the first one. Okay, just a bit. Maybe even less so. I just want a tiny wobble. So 6, 6, and the... Right, so we'll do 6, 6, plus wobble scale, plus wobble scale. It looks like the kids are getting picked up. As soon as they get picked up, they just throw these tantrums. Absolute horrible tantrums. Okay. Not that one. Don't need that one yet. What I do need to do is, however, go to my surfaces and do the same thing there. Where's this thing? Here's this thing. So I have lasers up here too. There we go. So this one's... Let me actually move this thing out of... Hey, 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 hey. What the hell? What did I just copy? Nothing, apparently. Okay, so variable wobble. This would be 06 plus this. 06 plus this. And 06 plus that. This wobble is fine. I think. Maybe. Blend. Laser length. Maybe not. But I'll copy that one. 6 plus that. 6 plus that. So this one, this is the one that actually punches through the blackness. This one's actually going to be 2 plus 3. Why does that say multiply plus? And why is that not throwing an error? That's weird. So it's going to be 2 plus 3 multiplied by that stuff. So it's 6, which is realistically 3 plus 3. And this is 1 plus 1. Actually, this one should match. This is just an afterglow, so to speak, but the other one should match whatever I have in here. Laser length. This thing. So it's 1 plus sine base beam, yeah. 1 plus... Here we go. Nice. It actually wobbles a bit. The one that's right at the start should actually, like, they should both wobble or pulsate at the same rate. That's one thing about it. 6. I'm guessing. Oh, 1. Same deal. I actually should probably put this thing in here. Put it outside. 6, 6, 6, 6. I can actually make this chair not make those fucking sounds, but the thing is that the solution is to tighten the screw, and that doesn't stay. That doesn't stay like that for a very long time. So, yeah. Let me see. Come on, you chair. You chair, you. As far as I really can tell, I can probably have my way with it with the tap and die kit. Thank God I bought one. And drill another hole for this freaking tightening screw because it's too close to the base. And then have at it with the tap and die kit and make another thread that I can actually tighten this thing. See, just a little bit less. Just a little bit better. I ended up moving my microphone, so that's great. Here we go. Here we are. Okay, this pulse has just stopped. That one is kind of shitty. So, let's take a look at this. 06, 06, 06, 06. That's the laser beam. I feel like I just need to do this twice. Emitter true, and pawn kill equals true. Okay, so it's just one that's at the destination. That's not pulsating properly. So it's kind of weird. It could also be because I'm only progressing the thing if it's an emitter. That's probably not a smart thing to do. No, don't run the debugger. Never thought I'd say those words. All this time, debugger not working. Finally, now that it's working, the last thing I want to do is run it. Also, right now I'm totally not doing what I've set out to do, and that's to get the levels done. To build the levels. But at least it's working now. So something kind of makes me want to make a new light sprite for this thing, because this light sprite is kind of weird. Let me see if I can draw something else. Yeah. Yeah. I have a sprite that I can use with this. It's just not this sprite. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna mute the mic for a sec. I should probably enable my microphone before I start talking. Still working on the game. Do you by any chance know a forum? It's a Discord forum called Game Dev Cafe. It's like a closed private forum that you really only get by invites and stuff. Really interesting forum. Nice people. I'm kind of working on finalizing these levels. The demo levels. I think I have like 7 levels left to do. I can, if you have Discord, I can send you a link to the forum. Where is it? Invite people. I'll send it to you over the Game Maker Studio forum. That was a message. Alright. Yeah, man. Lots of work that has to be done. I got about, what, 7 levels finished? Or 7 levels to finish. And after that, I'll probably go over every level once more just to see if there's any adjustments I gotta do. Because I probably oversaturate the crap out of most of these lights. Yeah, man. Oof. Come on. Now imagine doing this with 4 players, even with your friends. Oh, just going through this atrocity. Oh, great, and this thing comes in. Yeah, and of course I jump right into it. Okay, that thing is... Okay, I need to slow this thing way the hell down. Because it's just kind of there to dick around, not as a legitimate... Not as a legitimate obstacle. It's just kind of there to basically be a little nuisance. Yeah, man, the curved screen kind of adds a... It doesn't make the level or the game look quite as flat. It's just, you know... That FNAF shaders keeps on giving, man. Just keeps on giving. Let's see, invite people. Okay, let me actually ask something. Okay, come on. Oh god. Oh god. Oh! That was dangerous. Jump right into it. Why don't I? Oh no. See, once you do this, it just kind of gets a little too easy. Oh. And that's why I added the little saw blade there. Oh god. course I could always uninstall the game. I could absolutely always uninstall the game. I gotta add more insults to that death screen. No, no you don't. Ooh. Okay, well, I know... I know we can pass it. I can probably just place a spawn point right there and just go through that, but anyways. So this level is just about done. No sense in putting foliage up here unless I want to put just a few little bits up there. I found this YouTube channel. But it's very specific to like the things that I like. I'm not sure if you're gonna enjoy it. Basically, this lady, she's trying to recreate the Apollo disky, which is kind of like a heads-up display for the Apollo aircraft. Not sure which one, unless there's only one. It's even if you don't understand, like, I don't understand half the stuff that she's talking about, because I do microcontroller programming, but I'm not as heavy into it as she is. She's like, she has some background education in the field, for sure. But it's just really entertaining, because there's so much interesting stuff that she talks about. Really interesting. Alright, so... this is just the kind of channel that you can really just listen to it. You can listen to it in the background while you're programming. There's another channel. It's not a channel, it's a convention, but they have like... DEFCON 1, Steel Hacker Laptop. Okay, so there's another convention called the DEFCON, and this is more like a computer hacker hacker convention. But I say hacker because most of these people are people like security specialists and IT specialists for global corporations, just people with either a hobby or a career in the tech field, and they have all kinds of interesting things to say about really anything and everything. Like the video that I sent you, this is just the okay, yeah, there you go. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a really interesting one to watch. Kind of a endless source of entertainment right there. Thanks, man. Thanks for dropping by. Progress is pressing on as usual. have to go through each and every level and actually fix the stuff that this is going to offset. So that's just, you know, I gotta do this stuff right at the beginning. Totally forgot about this. It's really hard to hear what I'm saying when I'm not saying anything. I usually just turn the mic off until somebody shows up. Shadows. Not much, just as usual, continuing work. I am getting almost, I'd say, danger close to finishing the levels. At least finishing the polish. There is still a question of putting in the vocals, like voiceovers. Kind of an important one, if you ask me. But for the most part, those would actually kind of be for like pretty much just aesthetic solutions, or the questions of aesthetics. I gotta record voice actors, which is really, considering that the demo will be taking place around the characters, the Tim and Milo characters, as well as the girl character. There's only 3 characters that maybe 4. There's some like ambient messages that I kind of want to record, but for the most part, tops like 2 people besides myself and Tim that I need to record. And that's pretty much it. That will be the end of the demo. There's a few scripted events that got to be programmed in. For the most part, it's, you know, coming together pretty swiftly now. I'm hoping that I will be able to finish up these levels by the end of today. Okay, so I should probably be doing this elsewhere. Something tells me isn't really... Okay, there are a few other places that I gotta put shadows in, but let's see. Shadows. What about you? What have you been up to? This looks nice, I think. Playing around GameMaker 1.4, huh? Trying to figure things out. Alright. A noble deed, indeed. Or I should say a noble venture. Okay. So I should be able to... This is the lights. 13. And then I'll import the shadows. But I'll load up the shadows. I'll also need to bring back my control object. There we go. Watching Sean Spaghettini Spalding tutorials. Whoops. Right. All right on. Alright, sounds good. Alright, well, it sounds like dinner's ready, so I'm gonna be back maybe 30-45 minutes and we'll continue working on this. Alright.